Hey, horror fans! Once again, it's the Horror Miser Money G, and today we're going to talk about a new movie called Other Halves. Now, Other Halves is a psychological horror film. It was written by Matthew Price, also written by him and Kelly Moore, and it tells a story about a team of programmers who create this new type of dating app where you don't have to fill out your likes or dislikes. The app examines your interests based upon your internet history, and it pairs you up with someone similar. Unfortunately, the app has some side effects as people who use the app start to lose self control, they lose their morals, they lose their inhibitions, they do a lot of crazy stuff, and a lot of bad shit happens throughout the film, and that's basically what the premise of the movie is about. Now, they actually sent me a screener. I think over the weekend, the two for two films and Microcosm Entertainment. They actually tweeted me this. They actually said they saw a couple of my reviews. They were impressed with it, and they asked if I wanted to see this movie that they made. So I said, sure, why not? I even review it for us. So they said, sure, okay. So they sent me the screener, and I watched it last night. And basically, I'm here to talk about what I thought, what I saw, what I think, or review Other Halves. Now, as I stated before, basically the film is about five programmers who decided to create this new mobile app called Other Halves. And unlike other mobile apps, like say like Match.com or Match.com and the other Match, I forget the name. It escapes my brain for a moment. They don't decide that you need to fill out a form to match somebody. They actually will have it. They actually built an algorithm within their programming, which will actually analyze what you do over the internet and pair it with somebody else similar, and then that's going to supposed to be your other halves, and that's how the app is designed. Unfortunately, the last night before launch day, the five people that are there are getting together, and some weird shit starts to happen with some of the people there. They lose their inhibitions. They start doing stuff that they normally don't do, and they actually start killing people. That's basically what the movie boils down to, and that's what I saw last night. Now, overall, this is actually pretty well made, kind of weird movie in a sense that what I saw last night. Uh, I actually enjoyed how the movie was shot. Obviously, this is an indie movie, and obviously it had some great production behind it because the film is shot very well. I actually like some of the design sets. I actually like how they were able to get mostly everything regarding technology regarding building an app right as well. So obviously they had some nice people working with them in order to make sure that they get this part of the movie right and not just try to sell us a bunch of bullshit when it comes to something like this. So I really appreciate the production people and Matthew Price for directing a pretty well-made film. So I really appreciate him for doing that. Some of the visuals of this movie kind of reminds me of Altered States and the Videodrome when you get towards probably during the I would say towards the end of the first act, in the middle of the second or third act of the movie. Saw a lot of nice visuals that remind me of those two movies right there. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the movie as well. So overall, I kind of really enjoyed the movie. Now there is some obviously there is some slow burns in there. Some of the tones don't go right with the movie. Also, there are some scenes that are shot out of sequence that don't make sense at first. But when you watch the overall picture, then you understand why they showed those scenes. It sort of ties the story all together because at first I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Why did that happen? But when the picture is over and you see it, no, that makes sense. So I'll give you a good way to how you film this film, Matthew Price. Very good misdirection, kind of throws you off a bit, but when you see it and you understand it, hey, pretty good. I really like that. No, the acting was adequate. I liked Laurel Lakes as Devon. She's one of the person I thought she gave a pretty good performance right there. I also thought Leanna Liu, who played Ellie, was a very good, outstanding performance as well. So I like those two actors. Unfortunately, the guy named Mike, if I got their characters right, Carlson nicely, kind of overplayed his character a lot. In every scene he was in, he kind of chewed up the series like he was trying to overdo what his part was. So I understand it could be what his character was. He was just a very two shoes guy, but I think he overdid it a bit as far as that character is concerned. But everyone else did a pretty good job. Like I said, adequate acting. So I really appreciate what they did in the acting job as well. So I would see Matthew Price did a good job in directing his characters. Now, being that I know that this is an indie film, we do get some on-screen kills. There's a couple of on-screen kills that I like. There was a couple I didn't like because there's one scene where something happens to one of the characters and there is no blood, but then later on we see blood all over her face. Like, uh-oh, someone forgot to do something. Either they didn't do it while they were filming it and realized they made a mistake and probably put the blood effects after that scene was shot. So obviously there was probably a problem. Maybe if they had more budget, they could have done that scene better. But I like some of the on-screen kills that they did. So I really appreciate they actually must have spent some money on some of the practical effects. So I did appreciate some of the on-screen kills. So like I said, love the visuals. I love the setup. I'm pretty sure if they had a bigger budget, they probably would have had a great movie. But they did pretty good. So I really congratulate you guys making a pretty nice feature film. So on my scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Other Halves a 6. Now, as I stated before, they sent me a screener, but this movie is actually being streamed on certain platforms. If you want to see this picture, I'm going to leave a link on the description below because I highly recommend that you watch it. I believe you can either get it on Amazon Prime or iTunes or Vudu or Google Play. I'll leave a link in the description below if you actually want to see this picture. I do warn you guys, this might not be your cup of tea as far as horror movie is concerned because it is an indie horror film. But I do recommend that you see it. If not, like I said, you probably not. Like I said, if you know anything about indie films, you know that the quality of the filming might not be up to your standards. But I think this film is. And I highly recommend that you at least give this film a try. Well, that's my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really appreciate you watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps me out, right? Really helps me out. And of course, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way, you can become part of the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. Now, as far as my Christmas horror movie series is concerned, I will more likely will be, like I said before, I'll be watching and I'll have a review up for A Christmas Horror Story. I'll have that up. I believe there's also another movie, Christmas horror movie, I want to see, and I'll have that up all throughout the house. So I'll have those two videos up hopefully by this weekend. Like I said, and always as usual, all my social media links will be down in the description below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember, horror rules.